Hey there, how's it going? I hope you're doing great. I'm your storyteller and I'm here to take you deep into some chilling horror tales, straight from the dark side of roommates. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to the channel and smash that like button. I'd love to know where you're watching from and what time it is for you right now, so drop it in the comments. When you're ready, find a comfortable spot, dim the lights, relax. And let's step into the shadows together. It was 2:30 a.m. Thick fog wrapped around the mountain roads. The moon was hidden behind clouds, and dry leaves scattered across the asphalt whispered with every gust of wind. Bus number HC-14, carrying 15 passengers, moved silently forward. The driver, Mohan, felt the weight of sleep tugging at his eyelids, but his grip on the steering wheel remained firm. Inside the bus, only the engine's hum and the occasional creak of a seat could be heard. Suddenly, as the bus turned sharply, the headlights revealed a figure standing by the roadside, a woman, draped entirely in a white sari, head bowed, long hair falling over her face. Mohan slammed the brakes. Passengers jolted in their seats. "What happened?" someone from the back asked. Mohan didn't reply. He just kept staring through the windshield. By the time the others looked, the woman had vanished. "Probably just your eyes playing tricks," an elderly man muttered, but his voice lacked conviction. The bus started again, but the atmosphere had changed. An unspoken fear seemed to float in the air. Passengers whispered to each other, rumors about a tragic accident years ago on this very road, where a newlywed couple's car had plunged into the ravine, killing the bride. They said her spirit still wandered here. 15 minutes later, the bus stalled on a deserted bend. The engine went silent. Mohan twisted the key again and again, nothing. "Stay here. I'll go to the nearest village for help," Mohan said, stepping off into the fog. Minutes passed. 5, 10, 30. Mohan didn't return. Then came a loud knock on the rear window. Hearts pounded. A young man peeked outside. Through the fog, he saw a figure. No face. Just a vague shadow, like smoke shaped into a person. A woman screamed. Panic spread. The air grew colder, carrying a damp, musty smell. Then, the little girl who had been sleeping stood up and spoke in a flat, emotionless voice, "He's come to take us." Everyone froze. The door was locked from the inside, the keys with Mohan. Through the fog outside, that shadowy figure moved closer and closer. Inside, silence fell, broken only by the faint ticking of a clock. Then the lights flickered, and when they came back, one passenger was gone, as if they'd never been there at all. Everyone inside the bus was rattled. Some passengers yanked at the door, but it didn't budge. The air grew colder still, as if the temperature had dropped in seconds. Ramesh, sitting by the window, trembled. "Just a second ago Sharma was sitting here, where is he?" No one answered. Eyes darted around nervously. Then, the shadow appeared again outside the window, this time clearer. Its face wasn't human, it was a swirling blend of darkness and fog. Its eyes were hollow pits, void of light. The figure stood perfectly still. Suddenly, it pressed its hand against the glass. The window fogged instantly, and a single word appeared on it, "Come." An old woman in the back whispered, "I've seen this before, it's a death call." Before anyone could question her, her eyes rolled back and she collapsed in her seat. Fear turned to chaos. The remaining passengers huddled together in the aisle. The little girl spoke again, voice steady, "One by one, they'll go, until it's complete." "Complete? What complete?" someone asked, desperate. She didn't blink. "What he started," she said, but before she could finish, the lights went out. For a few seconds, there was nothing but darkness and screams. When the lights flickered back on, 2 more passengers were gone. Only wet footprints and droplets of water remained on their seats, as if they'd been dragged outside. Suddenly, the bus horn blared, long and haunting. Through the fog, Mohan, the driver, stood at a distance. He held the keys, but his face was no longer human, his eyes were deep, black hollows, and his lips looked crudely sewn shut. He began walking toward the bus. With every step, the temperature inside dropped further, breath turning to mist. Silence grew heavier until even sobs seemed muted. Mohan reached the door. Without turning the key, it opened on its own. As the door swung open, a freezing wind rushed in, sharp enough to sting their lungs. Mohan stood there, his movements jerky, unnatural. Like a puppet pulled by invisible strings. His eyes were empty, yet deep within them, fog seemed to swirl. "Get down, all of you," his voice echoed in multiple layers, as though several people were speaking at once. The passengers panicked, but stepping outside into the dark fog was just as terrifying as staying inside. Then, the little girl quietly said, "If you go out, none of you will come back." Everyone turned toward her. Now her eyes had a faint white glow, and she stared directly at Mohan. He froze mid-step, as if her words had stopped him. Ramesh mustered the courage to ask her, "You know what's happening, don't you?" She nodded. "It's about that night, when the bus fell into the ravine." Faces went pale. "What night?" 3 years ago, this same bus, this same driver, this same road. But that night, everyone died. A passenger stammered, "Then we." The girl cut him off, "Yes, we're all part of that night. The only difference is, some accepted their deaths, and some are still trapped in the journey." Outside the window, the white sari woman appeared again. She circled the bus slowly, as if searching for someone. Her face had no features, only two deep black voids where eyes should be. Mohan stepped inside. Water dripped from his feet, steaming cold mist rising with every step. "The time is up," he said, and the lights flickered again. When they came back, only the little girl and 2 passengers remained. All others were gone. She told the 2, "This is the last chance, if you want to live, follow me." She moved toward the back of the bus, where a broken window opened onto the pitch-black forest. But as she reached it, a hand from outside grabbed her. It was the white sari woman, pulling her out. The girl screamed, "Run!" The woman's grip on the girl's hand was so strong her fingers turned blue. The 2 remaining passengers froze, but Imran, one of them, rushed forward to pull the girl back. As he grabbed her, the woman's face changed. It was no longer featureless, but waterlogged and decomposed, skin torn, black water streaming from hollow eyes. "You cannot escape," her voice echoed from everywhere at once. Imran yanked with all his strength, freeing the girl. The 3 of them jumped out through the broken window into the fog. Outside, they realized there was no forest, just an endless, barren white expanse. No trees, no road, nothing but fog. Behind them, the bus horn wailed again. They turned to see the bus sinking slowly into the fog, as though the ground was swallowing it. Mohan stood in the doorway, his eyes now pure darkness. He raised his hand in a slow, eerie wave, and then both he and the bus vanished. Breathing became harder, the fog thickening around them. The girl said softly, "It's not over yet, we have to reach the bridge. Only then can we get out." "What bridge?" Imran asked. She looked straight at him. "The same bridge, we fell from 3 years ago." The ground beneath them shifted. Suddenly, an old, broken bridge appeared, stretching over a bottomless abyss. As they stepped onto it, icy winds pushed at them, trying to drag them over the edge. The girl walked ahead, but her shadow began to change. She was no longer the innocent child, her face turned pale, her eyes pure black. In a low voice, she said, "I'm sorry, but you have to come down with me." Both passengers stepped back, but on each end of the bridge now stood the white sari woman, 2 of her, blocking every escape. The ground shook. In the next moment, everything drowned in fog. Only one final voice remained, "The journey is over."
Dear viewers, we're doing our best to bring you the most engaging and high-quality story videos. Your feedback matters a lot to us. Let us know what you thought about this story and its parts. If you have any suggestions or ideas, don't hesitate to leave a comment, we'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe our channel, give a like and share it with others who love suspense and thrill. And most importantly, turn on the notification bell so you never miss our next chilling tale. Your support means everything,